Hey guys, this is Jim Fong's house, also known as the Notho guy. So we're going to go ahead and check out his fish room. This is so exciting. Say it again.
Kilomboriensis.
Kilomboriensis.
Yeah, it's collected by brine waters. Yeah, kind of known in Nothobranchius circles because they have the kind of like sky blue vintage.
Yeah, and then they're
all
peat
Nothobranchius
spawners.
have red, and they're peat spawner. They're very, very productive. And this Nothobranchius is a long-lived one. A lot of them really, they only live in my tanks maybe 6 months, 8 months, something like that. This one will live over a year.
Wow.
They were spawning earlier.
They were spawning
Oh,
earlier.
really?
And these
Dang
respond really well to water changes. Like if I change the water, immediately they'll start spawning.
That's awesome.
I need to get a pair of those.
I have some fry coming along. East African annual. Nothobranchius guentheri is a young pair.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I see.
This is probably the easiest Nothobranchius to work with because they're fairly hardy
Yeah.
and they lay a lot of eggs. So you get a lot of chances to mess up.
And then how do you do the egg stuff?
So you can see I have a margarine container and I cut a hole in it. And I use substrate. It's a combination of peat moss and coir. I mix it myself. I'll show you in a second.
Okay.
Rinse it out really well, and then put that in the tank. And Nothobranchius immediately will find that. They know exactly what that stuff is, and they immediately find it. And I harvest the container maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Put it through net, squeeze it really good, put it on a piece of newspaper for a day, let it dry out, and then I put it in my incubator. I'll show you my incubator in just a minute.
Okay. Sweet.
Okay, this is the third one.
Oh wait, this is guentheri.
That's guentheri.
And then what is this one?
This is Lucania goodei, and they're a little bit skittish right now, but they're really spectacular.
Oh, I see one in the back
It's a
corner.
bluefin killie, and the males all are a little bit different markings. Like I have one male who has kind of a blue dorsal. I have another male who has a yellow dorsal. And they have well, it's going to be hard to describe, but they kind of are like fish that they hide like this, but when they come out, like once I feed them, they'll come out and the male will do something like, you just stop on a dime and it flares fins.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's really spectacular. When they come out, stop on a dime, flares fins. And he'll show his dominance that way. I have one male bigger than the other ones. And he loves doing it.
Okay, what's this one?
This is Fundulopanchex, filamentasis, mahdiaensis.
Oh, there he is.
This is as big as they get.
Ooh, those are pretty.
It's similar like an Arnold. Similar size.
I got it from Bill,
Yeah.
but they've been very productive for me. These, they're not. They kind of prefer to spawn on substrate, but as Bill, he just said put it all over the tank. So I just put in, you know, my peat moss and stuff all over the tank. But they're not aggressive, and they're kind of, for Fundulopanchex, they're very small. They're kind of petite.
Yeah. But how you collect the eggs? You just
I just siphon that whole substrate out.
it takes
It's,
time. Your
that's,
egg is super small.
the egg is small.
Sometimes like, I don't die. Ah, damn it, eggs. No, when you do that, you feel your age is, you know, your eye is not gonna pick out those eggs.
That's awesome.
Okay, we got the Procatopus similis from Nigeria. The club imported them,
Yeah.
and I was able to raise 3 fish. Unfortunately, all 3 fish are males.
Oh, darn.
So I have 2 really nice males there, and I have another one snuck over on this side. Really, really pretty. They're lamp eyes, so you can see the iris. You know,
they're-
lamp eyes have that glowing iris.
They're big-bodied for a lamp.
They're big bodied for lamp eye.
Yeah.
And these are really delicate kind of colors and stuff. But
Yeah, subtle.
really, really nice. And unfortunately, I don't have a female.
Darn.
And I don't know of anyone
Who has
who's
a
able to grow any females from that shipment. So,
Is that common? Like killifish don't nearly always have like more males than females?
Yeah, it's not uncommon at all. The more difficult species, that's kind of a trademark. Why they're difficult? Because you raise them and then you get all males. Nothobranchius is almost always the same. It's all males, and you don't get good females. Every once in a while, it's the opposite. But typically, you get all males, and that's why you have shoeboxes like this. Because if you're going to grow a species that has a lot of issues with the males and the females,
Yeah.
if you start the fry, don't put them all in one container.
Okay.
Put them in multiple containers.
Multiple
Because what will
containers.
happen is that you'll get like one dominant male in each container. Right?
Oh.
If you spread it out thinly enough, you'll have a chance for the females to kind of get enough food and grow quickly enough so that they won't get injured by the males. Especially like one almost always grows much faster than all the others. And that's usually a male. So that's why, if you have room, put in, 6 fish in a container. That's good.
Oh, okay. So that's why there's so many.
Yeah. Containers, if you put them all together, you're going to wind up with one big male and a bunch of little small little fish that may not be female.
Okay. Oh, I should do that.
You really need to do that with Nothobranchius. It's classic. It happens all the time.
One.
Okay, so this is the second of the 4 species of Florida fish that I keep.
Okay.
I have 2 species of Fundulus. This one is the goldneri. These are really fun to catch in the wild.
Does it talk? How do you do it though? Are you an admin?
You can see they have the little gold spots on the side, and the operculum has that gold marking. The male is not extremely colorful, but he's kind of reddish.
I just started getting back into it, so I got my bed.
There he is. That's the male right there. They also have the gold spots. He also has the gold mark on the operculum. There he is. And I haven't gotten a single egg from these yet. So I'm hoping that as summer starts to kick in, that'll trigger them to start spawning. Because the water they come from is Florida, so it gets very warm.
Do they spawn in the mop?
Yeah, they're mop spawners. They're not supposed to be extremely difficult, but I haven't collected any eggs yet. So I'm hoping that in August, when this fish room is like 88 degrees,
Oh, wow.
yeah, that I'll get some eggs. And this one is a striped fish.
Oh,
The
wow.
interesting thing about this fish is that the female has the horizontal stripes like that. Okay, and the male, I have 2 males in the tank. They kind of similar shape, but they have the vertical stripes. That's the same species.
That is so cool.
Yeah, the juveniles all look like females, but as the males start to sex out, they go from horizontal striping to vertical striping.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Now, These are really fun to catch when we were in Florida because when you look in the water, they have a red marking on their top of their head.
Yeah.
And it's very distinctive. So when you're wading in the water, in that clear water in Florida, you can see the little red dot. And you know there's lineolatus here.
Do they both have red dots?
They both have red dots.
Okay.
In fact, all the fry have the red dots too. Very easy to find.
That's so cool.
And they were very abundant in the ponds that we were in when we were in Florida. We caught them in every pond.
Oh,
But unfortunately, I haven't been able to get any eggs yet. Still working on it.
Cool. Wow.
Yeah, my wife, she's
Wow. Oh, yeah. Is yours not as nice? Need to clean it up.
Wait, step back, Ollie. She's taking pictures.
Oh, these are good pictures.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty.
Yeah, so this rack is mostly the Nothobranchius and the hard water fish. That rack is all the soft water fish.
Wait.
Rainwater.
Rainwater.
Oh,
It's
cool.
pure RO water. That's all I use. Pure RO water. Works great.
No salt or anything?
No salt.
No, right?
For these fish, no salt, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just pure RO water. It
Wow.
works really well.
Do you cut it with anything or just RO?
Just pure RO water.
Really?
Zero.
And those
Zero.
plants?
Zero?
I
How are you
put it
getting
one
zero?
drop. I put it one drop, it turns blue. So it's less than 30.
How are you getting zero hardness? Because my RO, I cannot get below 10.
Well, I don't know, Tulik. It might be above 10. You're right. But it's very
Walk
soft.
behind.
And all these species are all
Take one step
doing
forward.
really well in it.
Have any you want to point out?
Yeah, this Australe I've had for a long time. He's fathered all of these baby Australe in here. A little bit aggressive, but
He's
really
right in the
spectacular fish.
Yeah, wow.
Catch the babies, like the eggs?
The Australe, I have mops, and I harvest the mops and pick the eggs, and that's how I get most of them. I do see a fry every once in a while in that tank.
So
But-
they can lay the eggs, the eggs will hatch.
They
you don't
will.
Have, you don't have to have like some of them I heard you had to put them out like and let them dry out or something.
Yeah, I'll show you all that. I have all that too. I have all that too.
I heard of that. I go, I don't want anything that complicated. It's really complicated.
It's not that bad actually.
Yeah. Okay. What do you have?
Well, if you look in this tank,
Okay.
this is annulatus. This is the female right there. But if you look carefully, there's a lot of fry up in that duckweed.
In the up here?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can see any.
No,
Can you see any?
it's
Okay. Pause the video for a sec.
There he is. There's
Yeah,
a tiny,
Now they have really
tiny
tiny
fry. There he is.
But the parents don't eat the fry at all.
Wow.
So they just keep an ecosystem going. Keep it green.
Yeah.
Let things grow, and the fry find something to eat.
Wow. Oh, that's like pygmy
So are
sunfish.
these heated or not?
So I just went through my conversion from winter
Is there a
to
fry?
Yeah, there's a fry like way up here in the corner.
Try to bring that. Mine is not really. I haven't seen the fry for this.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I should put more.
I'm trying to find it. Oh,
Duckweed.
there's an adult. No, they're so cute. These are clown killies, right?
Yeah, it's actually beautiful.
Yeah. Oops. There we go. Little clown killies. They got beautiful blue eyes. Wow. They're really, really nice.
some Aphyosemions. I just got those
In here?
about a week ago.
See if
I just put
there's...
that mop in this morning.
Oh, there he is.
And they're already hanging out near the mop.
Oh, cool. Oh, let's look at the...
And I like plants, as you can tell.
Yeah.
I like it kind of
Me
natural
too,
looking.
yeah. It looks nicer, right?
Exactly. If I don't like the way it looks, I'll just break it down because I really like. I just like a certain look.
Yeah.
But you didn't put any of the substrate.
This on these kind of fish,
You don't.
I don't. But Tuan was telling me how to raise these mahdiaensis, and it's like I couldn't get any eggs. I
Me
couldn't-
too.
Nothing.
I can't. I don't right. I can't get anything.
He a couple meetings ago, he said use this sphagnum stuff.
So you
right?
get it?
Take a look in there closely. There's fry all over the tank.
Oh really?
Really?
There's fry all over.
Would that make it
But I
really...
used that, but I didn't. I still.
Just wait. Just keep feeding them. Change the water.
You change every. You feed every day. A lot.
Feed brine shrimp every
Yeah,
day.
me too. Yeah, okay.
Trying to
Change
find
the water
them.
about once a week or every 2 weeks.
Damn. I still didn't get it.
Does it make it really, like, the pH really low? Because you have
does.
sphagnum in
It
there?
does.
Yeah, this thing will make pH like after like a few weeks.
So guess what?
Oh,
the
there it is.
takes.
pH 4.
You got it.
Ha ha ha.
Let's see if Gian is right.
Like a 45, I guess.
That's how low my tanks get
Let's
sometimes.
see.
Okay.
But some of my tank I use the pH still not really low.
Oh, whoops. Oh yeah.
It's like 4.5, right?
Yeah.
Like 4.5.
Wow, it's really acidic.
Nice.
It's very acidic.
Oh my
Nice.
god.
That's why you have to change the water often.
These fish are loving it. This is Sunnyvale.
This side is Sunnyvale tap water with about a tablespoon to 5 gallons added.
And then
And
you
you can
got.
see it's about 7-ish. Right?
Wow, that's a lot higher.
Yeah, it's a lot higher.
Don't mix them up.
That's why this is the rainforest fish area only, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Now it turns out that
Gallon jug.
those fry can live in any water, but if you want to breed them, they like this water.
Oh, that's like Betta Vertigala. They need that crash down to get it.
Those are all the fry. Those are all the babies
your
growing
fry?
up.
Oh, these are your fries?
Yeah, these are the fry.
Oh my god.
Okay. So this is your fry rack.
Yeah, because I don't really need to look at them. I just need to feed them.
Yeah.
So they just get housed here at high density living.
Okay. So like, where's some? They're just. I mean, you can't see them probably. But how do you? Are they just in bins? No filtration or anything?
No filtration, no heat, no nothing. Just snail and some
Snails.
Java moss. Yeah, every one of these has at least one ram's horn snail.
Really?
Oh, cool.
Is it good for them to eat them?
Because they'll eat the uneaten food.
Oh, okay.
Food that's gone, that's not eaten, will turn into ammonia really quickly.
Yeah.
But those snails will eat anything.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
So you use
And then-
snail,
By
right?
3 wine.
Snails, every
Looks
tank.
just like that.
No, that's cool.
You can see it's every tank.
Did you ever
Snails.
try?
so what do you feed them?
I kind of, yeah, I
Brine
kind of
shrimp.
feel, yeah, I kind
I
of,
start off with a really low level, and then every
So you
week,
start to
instead of
add
changing
water.
water, I add water.
So I do this.
Add water.
I do the
Add
same thing.
water.
yeah, I mean,
And then when I siphon it back down to this much, and then over a
add
period of
water.
days.
okay,
Yeah.
Right.
So you like add the little,
So it's like
Yeah.
it's not a water change; it's like a constant addition almost.
Yeah.
like add them, okay, yeah.
I do the same thing in these. When I change the
Yeah,
water,
we do the same thing in the
I drip it in with this too.
Take it way
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
So it's just
And
like a
then
rain
just add a
event.
half inch
It's
at
just
a
Oh,
like
okay.
rain.
Yeah.
You know, as I drain the tank out slowly, suck out the detritus, and then I refill it with this this RO water and drip it in.
Oh, do you make a hole in the thing to?
And I have this reservoir right here,
There's some drippers.
and then I just
Oh, you use the
start
drivers?
it,
Ah.
and then it drips in.
Wow.
And the fish just love it. They just think it's like it's raining.
I do a similar thing, except I use gallon jars,
I have
glass gallon jars.
they're this big around. They're like this tall, and they're
Yeah.
graduated.
Yeah.
And then I drill a
Mason-
hole in the side,
oh, I
put a
haven't
tube in
done
it, and then that goes to an air valve. That's
It
a
takes
single
time.
valve. That's dripping.
Yeah.
I'm so lazy. I just put all the water
I
in.
know how much I can put in
use a
there.
siphon.
I know exactly how much I can put in there.
How fast does it go?
Right, and it's gonna take like hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is,
okay.
That's what I use.
this
It's
is
gonna
what I
take
do because
hours.
I don't have the guts
Yeah.
to go and drill.
And the exact same.
Yeah.
I would do that
The
there.
glass scares me.
Yeah, that would scare me too.
And the fish, like I said, they really love it. Okay, this is hard water side. This is Sunnyvale City water
Okay.
that I add
Do you know?
this cheap rock salt, the cheapest rock salt that I can buy at Home Depot.
Uh huh.
Okay, I put 2 scoops like this into 15 gallons.
Okay.
Right? And then I treat the water, of course, with Amquil, and this is mislabeled.
Do you have chloramine here or no?
So
I'm sorry?
Do you have chloramine like in San Francisco or no?
We have chloramine in
Oh,
Sunnyvale,
okay.
So you have to have Amquil to get rid of the chloramine, right?
Yeah.
But I used to use this all the time as a supplement, but I switched my old fish room over to use that instead, the Killifish.
I use this.
It's the extract from that tree. Because I do have infection issues, and I figured
Will that take a
if I'm just going to change the water, I'm just going to put in a small dose of something that'll stop fungus. And it works just fine.
I get when the water starts getting older. If I haven't done careful about water changes, I start getting fin rot or fungus. And add a little salt, fresh water, and
No,
So is that what the rock side is
in
for?
a day the fish will be fine. But
Yeah.
that's
Add
my
salt
main
to
disease
everything.
problem.
Really?
It's 'cause I'm already-
All the time.
Should I do that with my medicine?
It's up to you.
Well, even
Yeah.
this
Salt will.
this rack right here
Cause most
When I
lung
do the water
production,
changes on Saturday
keeps
morning,
the
it takes
fish
me about an hour and a
from
half to do the water changes.
Oh, how long?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
I do about 60 gallons of water change every week.
All my
Every
adults
week.
are in quart jars with a screen on
Yeah,
top.
yeah, I kind of like,
And so it takes me about 3 hours to do water.
Because
Because I have like,
Y'all are too dedicated.
no, I siphon out.
Oh, you siphon
out, siphon all the detritus out.
Yeah.
Take it down just like I'm going to do it the fry, take it way down.
Uh-huh.
Over a period of days. And also I'm adding different water. So
they like them.
I use like 5 gallons at a time.
But if you have,
And then I'll go mix 5 more. So you're never getting all one water change. It's always a little different every time.
Oh, I see.
But we have really hard water in South Bay.
Yeah, it's hard water here. Sunnyvale is kind of a combination of well water and imported water from the Delta. So it's not very good quality water.
We get,
it also varies. It also,
in the-
and it also
Yeah.
varies depending on what the mix is.
in the spring, typically, not this year, but in a good year, we get water from Central Valley, from Kern River.
Yeah.
And it drops down to about 200 parts per million.
Uh,
But then in the wintertime, when they start doing pumping, groundwater pumping, it go up to 550.
which is why dripping water in on water changes is such a good idea, because that the fish don't notice the chemistry change, because it takes
They
an
don't.
hour or two
No.
to the water change.
temperature
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares? It's dripping in so slowly.
Yeah.
They don't care. This, I use it prophylactically, and the label's all gone.
Oh, okay.
I use it prophylactically to control Glugia and Nothobranchius, which is very bad. When the young fish are starting to sex out, that's when the Glugia really hits them, and it just will wipe out your entire population.
Is that a parasite or a worm or?
It's some kind of protozoan.
Okay.
It causes lesions on the sides, and in
Ew.
really severe cases, it's lesions in the sides of the fish.
And it's specific to Nothobranchius.
Nothobranchius is very susceptible to it. Other killifish will also get it, but Nothobranchius will completely wipe you out.
And it you said it came out like after the 90s?
In
or
the
something?
90s.
In the 90s.
And it spread to everybody who kept Nothobranchius, I think, because we all were starting to have trouble keeping Nothobranchius. And it wasn't so much trouble before. But I use it prophylactically, and I use a very small amount, about once every quarter. I mix it into brine shrimp. I told you, because it's not water soluble at all. It's hard to get it into the fish. So if I put it in either freshly hatched brine shrimp or tube effects that I've chopped, the mucus from both of those animals, it kind of sticks to it a little bit, and then I feed it to them.
Okay.
And especially important to give it to the fry, because once they've had some of this, then I don't have any problems with Glugia.
Interesting.
So that's,
Cool.
That's a good thing. Okay, feeding time now. So I have a brine shrimp hatchery here, which I run every day.
Okay.
And I harvest brine shrimp every day. And
You got a light on it?
yeah, I got a light on it so they'll gather up on one side. That's about a quart container. And for this fish room, this is how much I feed every day. That much.
Okay.
Okay. And what I do is I just keep adding eggs to the container, and then I add bleach to the container too. Now you think, bleach and living things, that's not such a good idea, right? And you're right, absolutely kills everything. But there was an article posted in JACA a few months back about using bleach in your brine shrimp hatchery, and if you do that, it makes it a little bit less work because you can continue to add eggs into that hatchery for many more days. Okay?
It doesn't get like full of bacteria and stuff?
Yeah, it keeps the bacteria down and it doesn't seem to harm the brine shrimp at all.
Wow.
And it gets bubbled very hard in my bubbling system there. So I think it dissipates very quickly. And I use about 2 drops per day. Okay?
Into what size container? Quart?
That's about a quart.
Wow.
2 drops, and then I go. The first day is 2, the next day is 4, the next day is 6, the next day is 8, like that. Okay, progressively.
Okay.
Bleach, just the pure bleach, not the diluted bleach. This is the 8.25% hypochlorite.
Holy cow. Okay.
Yeah. And for me, I have to humidify the air supply into that brine shrimp hatchery because when I hatch the shrimp, I make it hypersaline by adding a lot of salt. So I add this much salt in 1 quart of water. That's a lot of salt. this is my regular fish supply water, and this already is salted already. I add even more, much more, like that much. So that's very salty water, and if you don't humidify that, it'll immediately clog this. This is just a free tube. Okay? There's no air stone, no nothing. This will completely cake with salt in a short time without humidifying it. So the humidifying it will keep it to where I only clean that tube maybe once or twice a year. That's it.
And it's humidified by running it through.
So you can see I ran a tube at the bottom of a tall cylinder. This is RO water, so it won't get, a lot of concentrated mineral content in it. And I just take it from the top of the tube and it just goes right in there.
Ah, okay, cool.
Okay, the other thing I do is when I harvest the shrimp, I add a little bit of decapsulated brine shrimp. This is stuff that I decapsulated myself. Okay, and these are basically old brine shrimp eggs. Normally I would just throw the whole can away because they just won't hatch anymore. But if you decapsulate the shrimp, then it turns into very good dry food. But I find I don't need a lot. That's how much I use every day. Okay,
Okay, just a tiny, tiny bit.
just a tiny bit. It floats like this. So you can see that there's the brown stuff is the floating decapsulated shrimp, and the other stuff is live shrimp.
Okay.
So when I feed the fish, it's just some combination of floating, living stuff, all nutritious. If the fish don't have something to key on, they won't eat it. But this way, this dry food, they eat it very readily. Because they kind of get into a frenzy. They start eating anything that falls in the tank. So, to bring out the goodei, I'm going to drop some food into the tank. These are, I have, I think,
Oh wow, they're all
four
out
males
here.
and 3 females in the tank. These are ones I caught in Lake County, Florida. And they're very, very nice fish. They're called the bluefin killie. The colors may not be that pronounced, but the dorsal and the anal have some color in them. The caudal also has some reddish markings on them. And every goodei is like a different fish because this, you can see this male has that red dot at the base of the dorsal and has a blue dorsal. I have another goodei who's kind of a yellow dorsal with the red dot. The females are kind of just this, they kind of look like pencil fish. They just kind of have this nice stripe in them. But they're very active and they make an excellent aquarium fish. I mean, these were in the wild in November and they've adapted really well. I have some fry and eggs that they laid in them all that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, really, really interesting.
Cool. The incubators?
This is a homemade incubator that I made. I've made a couple of them. This is my latest version.
Latest
of it.
model.
Latest model. When I ran out of room, I needed a bigger incubator because I had too many eggs. So I made this with a hair dryer.
A hair dryer.
Hair dryer.
Oh, cool.
What I had before was all the eggs just laid on top of each other like this.
Yeah.
And the problem was there was a gradient, like these would get very warm on the outside, but the ones on the inside couldn't warm up.
Yeah.
So I went to an air system so that they're hanging like this. So the heat is more evenly distributed through this whole incubator.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It's very cheap to make. It takes about a day to make something like this.
So how is the temperature regulated?
I
Like,
took
through
an old
this thing?
aquarium heater and disassembled it. Here, it's an old aquarium heater.
Yeah.
And I just run the circuit through a little box back there and hook it up to a dryer. I actually use a dimmer switch there because 1800 watts is way too much heat.
Yeah.
It's way too much, right?
Really?
So I use a dimmer switch back there so I can get this down to maybe 200 watts.
Huh.
But I use an aquarium heater here, and it does a thermostat, right? Because
That is
it's actually
so
hard to
awesome.
find a thermostat in that range. Most thermostats are made for your house range,
Yeah.
but for fish control, like fine control, 72 degrees, 74 degrees,
Yeah.
an aquarium heater is like the easiest thing to do.
That
But I
is
have
so
tons of them because I break them you know, just disassemble them,
Uh-huh.
take off the heating element, solder in some wires, and hook it up.
Uh-huh.
You know,
That's
like
where
a-
your engineering degree comes from, right?
Yeah.
That's a long way, right?
I'm not afraid to disassemble anything. Eggs that I collected,
Uh-huh.
small containers where I'm growing out fry. Like, let's see. Yeah, here's some little tiny guentheri fry in there with some pelia. And one trick that I learned with guentheri, and actually Bill knows this, he taught me, is that put them in really shallow containers, and you can give them very small floating food like this stuff. Just a little bit of it, and then don't feed them anything else.
Wait, what is it? Micron?
Sarah, micron. It's very small.
Wait, I can't adjust the camera.
It's very small food.
Okay.
And this, as you'll see, I'll show you. This is like powder.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So a very small amount of that in the tank. I just put it in there, and then I don't feed them anything else for 4 days. But it has to be kind of a shallow container because the fish are not very good at going up and down the water column. They're kind of lazy, and they're kind of, if it's just floating up there, then they'll eat some. Then I have some other fry of different sizes that are, eventually they go from here to, you know, shoebox containers and all that
How
stuff.
long do they stay here after they hatch?
Until they're about like this size.
And I have, when I used to fry,
This is about maybe 3 weeks.
it's tap water.
You can see some australe gold in there.
Ah, I see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they grow
Okay.
pretty fast.
Cool.
Again, lots of green.
Also, well watered.
Algae is good.
Algae is
Green.
always good.
Yeah, snails are good.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes
Free. Oh, nice.
Auction
Okay, can we
goodies.
start?
Yeah, let's start, everyone.
Okay, I just have like
Okay.
10 minutes of stuff to share with you, and I only did that because I figured if I put something on Facebook, it would give people something to kind of look forward to or something.
Oh,
I
do you
wasn't
want
trying to
to?
be a wise ass or anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't see that.
Jim, you want to close that? Your incubator.
Yeah, I'll show you the incubator.
No, you're going to close it, right?
Yeah, I can tell you 5 minutes, 30-second version of the incubator. Yeah, the three things I wanted to share with you is, okay, Walter worms. Okay, Walter worms.
Let me do that.
This is an old culture, about 4 weeks old. If you don't change it soon, it's gonna go sour. Right? So my trick was, whoa,
It'll hit Mac.
use oatmeal. Just Quaker Oats, whatever. Get a mug of water, 3 minutes, microwave, get it hot. Add oatmeal until it's full. Okay, let that basically cook the oatmeal. And then I put it in these margarine containers at this shallow depth. And then I make about 7 of them out of 1 cup. And then I freeze them all.
Freeze them.
Freeze them. Works great. Once they're all frozen, they stack up, so the whole thing is only this high in your freezer. Then when I want to use it, I just take it out. Like this morning, I took this out. Okay. Then I'm just going to do it right now. Add a little water, not that much. And Walter worms like it wet. So make it wet, soupy. If you leave it dry, you're going to get mold in there. That's it.
Do you use yeast
A
at all?
month. Nothing.
Just like if you put yeast in when you first start them, it's a mold inhibitor.
Uh-huh. You don't need to do that if you keep it wet. If you keep it wet, you won't get mold. Okay,
Huh.
now
And that's it.
done. That's trick number 1. Trick number 2 is that this fish area used to be powered by those kind of shop lights like that. The double tube fluorescent bulbs. Okay. I ran a kilowatt in here and I calculated how much it was costing me to run the energy because I run it off the timers, right? I run about 12 hours a day to grow this plants because I like plants. I want them to grow. So I figured I got to reduce the costs of all this fish stuff. So, excuse me just a minute. If you go to Costco, if you're a Costco member, you probably recognize this box, right? So you can go to Costco and buy this, a shop light. The form factor is exactly like this, okay? But for this amount of light, it's way too much light. This double tube thing, way too much light. Turns out that this cap is very easy to disassemble. Get a Phillips screwdriver, take it apart. Inside of each of those is a tube. it's actually an LED strip, but they put it in a tube form factor.
Diffuser.
Right? So you take this apart, you pull both of them on either end, and that's what I've got exactly. So this top row is one shop light, this bottom row is the second shop light. All I did is I took the box, put aluminum foil around it to make a reflector, and that's what this is right there.
Nice.
Super cheap.
How long have you been with
Just a little bit.
About 6 months.
Okay,
And it
so
grows
long
these
enough.
plants.
Yeah, that's what. that
All
was
these
my
plants have
question.
been growing under those lights. Now, I have cripicorns in here. They don't do that well, but java fern and duckweed grows really well. No problem.
Jim, I'd like to add, so I asked Jim this earlier. I don't have the width that he has, but I have a biker's rack, so I will be putting them below each other.
Yeah.
And Jim said I can just extend, get an extra cable.
Yeah,
wire.
when you, take
Add
that,
wire.
when you disassemble this little box, what you'll find is that each one of these has a driver circuit. It's about this big. I have it taped up right here. Little black electrical tape.
How much is each box? About
29 bucks.
Yeah, it's like 29 bucks on sale. It's like 35 bucks regular price. And the amount of energy savings I have from this is significant. It's about half the energy to run these lights as opposed to
42 watts, I think. It's,
Yeah.
They actually changed the wattage on them now, so this is 38, I think, but it might say 38 or 42.
I forget.
Yeah.
But if you're thinking about doing LED, and really everybody should do that, that's a really easy way to do it. And super easy, just get your screwdriver out and take them apart. If you have a situation like Severa where you can't separate them, just cut the wires and run the wiring down here and press it back together. Super easy. Wire nuts. You're done.